Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
A game changer on criminal justice. State House passes measure spurred by newspaper series on sentencing bias. By Josh Salman. Josh.Salman@heraldtribune.com. A bill to improve transparency in the criminal justice system through better data has cleared the Florida House of Representatives, a major victory for reformers. Championed by House Speaker Richard Corcoran, a Republican from Land O'Lakes, the bipartisan measure calls for the state to create a new searchable database that would allow the public to track criminal court decisions at every step. Lawmakers and criminal justice experts hope the new legislation will address rampant racial disparities in sentencing outlined in reporting by the Sarasota Herald-Tribune. By identifying the strengths and weaknesses of our criminal justice system, we can ensure greater transparency for the public and accurate data for policymakers, Corcoran, who is widely. See Justice, A9. 1 War. 2 Races. Herald-Tribune. com/drugs. Interested? Read the Herald Tribune's criminal justice projects at heraldtribune.com/bias and heraldtribune.com/drugs. Expected to run for governor, said in a statement. This bill is a game changer, and we hope the Senate will join us. The bill requires court clerks, prosecutors, public defenders, jail operators and the Department of Corrections to collect information on everything from arrests and bail to sentencing. Those agencies would then relay their records weekly to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, which would publish the data on its website. About $1.7 million would be allocated for the data effort, funding 9 new staff positions at FDLE. The measure comes after more than 2 years of reporting by the Herald Tribune on racial biases in criminal sentencing. Those investigations bias on the bench in 2016 and 1 War. 2 Races last year found that when defendants score the same number of points on their sentencing guidelines, indicating they should receive similar treatment, black offenders averaged far more time behind bars. Disparities are exacerbated with drug crimes. The newspaper's reporting also exposed a fractured record-keeping system in Florida, raising concerns over the accuracy of criminal data now used by the state. As a former prosecutor, I know that our justice system must be better informed and that there are changes needed to create a more fair, accountable, and transparent system, House Judiciary Committee Chairman Chris Sproul said in a statement. That paradigm shift should be rooted in the collection of quality data, which will help us to identify areas that not only need improvement, but areas that are working and can be replicated, Sproul said. This legislation would make Florida a model for effective, data-driven criminal justice and create the gold standard for the rest of the country. A high priority. Along with bolstered data, the House measure also calls to digitize the criminal punishment code score sheets. The form uses a point-scoring system to calculate sentence recommendations based on the severity of the crime and the defendant's prior record. The bill creates a pilot in the 6th Judicial Circuit of Pinellas and Pasco counties. The region would partner with a national, nonpartisan, not-for-profit organization that's embedded within the courts to help comply with the new requirements. This year we are taking a deep dive into criminal justice reform, said Senator Jeff Brandes, RST Petersburg. This lays the groundwork for what's to come in the future. We're looking to make an impact, and making sure we're using funds in the most appropriate manner. A press conference announcing the bill's passage in the House took a backseat Wednesday to protests and debates surrounding gun control and school safety. But given Corcoran's support, Brandes and others are hopeful the criminal justice reform will navigate the Florida Senate next week. The 2-month annual legislative session is scheduled to end March 9. The level of attention and the Speaker's presence suggests this is a high priority for the Florida House of Representatives, said Deborah Brodsky, Director of Florida State University's Project on Accountable Justice. And can you blame them? In the Senate, the data proposal has already cleared 2 committee hurdles. It was bundled by Brandis as an amendment Wednesday to a broader 96-page bill addressing other criminal justice reforms. The next stop is the Appropriations Committee. Senator Rob Bradley, R. Orange Park, who chairs the committee, did not return calls by deadline Thursday. The Senate has a more ambitious wish list than the House, with priorities that include mandatory minimums, raising the felony threshold and creating a corrections oversight council. Many, including Bradley, want to see sentencing reform included as part of the data package. But House leaders remain hesitant on that point. Real criminal justice reform involves sentencing reform, Bradley tweeted in early February. Existing data is clear on this point. With just 2 weeks remaining in the session, the proposal's fate could come down to whether either side is willing to compromise. This is an opportunity for Florida to be a champion in something that's sort of unheard of in criminal justice reform, said Chelsea Murphy, Florida Director for Right on Crime, a national campaign that supports conservative solutions for reducing crime. Hopefully the Senate can get there. House Speaker Richard Corcoran, Land O'Lakes, pounds the gavel to start the first day of legislative session January 9 in Tallahassee. Corcoran called a criminal justice reform bill passed Thursday by the House a game changer. AP Archive/Steve Cannon.
Hey, Sheriff, we have a question about why your office, your intelligence division, is investigating private citizens for criminal investigation that happen to be activists that are overseeing your department. Why would you have your intelligence division investigate private citizens? We have done... Sir, we don't hate anyone. We love freedom and we love American people. And government is out of control. That's why you're seeing such a revolt nationwide. Why can't you just answer, why is Susan Edwards, your intelligence division, investigating private citizens? This should not happen.
Are you here to apply for a job?
Possibly I might be applying for a job, but that's irrelevant to my question. Why would you ask that question?
Well, enjoy the fair.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Excuse you?
Excuse me, sir.
So those of you that haven't
Wow.
been on a bike before,
Sheriff's getting a little too pushy. You work for us, Sheriff. Just keep that in mind. At one time we respected you, but not with that type of attitude.
County. This is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.